Celtics pretty handily handled that game last night.
Yeah.
I was
in the end, it stinks. I mean, in the end, they stink. They're just not the same team. I think the Celtics more about it now than anything I was watching, and it might have been pregame or halftime. I feels like we're getting closer and closer to the Tatum return.
And that's going to be a part of my lead this morning because an NBA insider had some hot take on the trade deadline for the Celtics specifically that I think is drawing a lot of conclusions for me that Tatum is on his way back.
Because that's my biggest thing with this Celtics team is what you're going to do at the trade deadline. We see Chisman on the sidelines every game. Look, massive supporter. That's Billy Chisholm, the new owner of the Celtics, completely buying into this team. This team, I had them top 3. They're second in the Eastern Conference. Detroit is the number 1. They've played Detroit a few times this season. They've been battles. Detroit's got the better of them for most of that. The question becomes, what do you want to do with this Celtics team trade deadline-wise to make them a real contender because you believe in what you got in, the possible return of Tatum?
And I think he's coming back. All signs point to that. We're 2 weeks out from the trade deadline. I don't want to give away my entire lead. It's so hard to.
Save it.
All
right, save it. You can save
Switch
it.
the subject.
Save it. I mean, the question just becomes, I guess, what do they really think about the apron penalty and whether or not whether it's about that, the basketball penalty involved, or whether it is about the money.
Right.
And oftentimes it's about the money.
Right.
But
what was Chisholm's job before this?
he's like a private equity guy.
Right.
Like a hedge fund bro.
So you buy depressed assets.
Yes.
And then you strip them to the bone and then make them profitable and then sell it. That's basically that business model.
But I don't get that vibe at all from him.
No.
Like, Celtics also wouldn't have been a depressed asset, would they?
Right.
Right. He bought it at the top, and now he's trying to make it more profitable by taking off pieces. I mean, he traded people this summer. He did make the team better this summer, right? I mean,
no, but I think it was a smart move because you traded pieces that you knew wouldn't be assets for your team.
You also had no idea if you were going to get Jayson Tatum back.
Right, that was part of it.
When you did that.
It's kind of like what we think about the Patriots, our expectations, and then as the season goes, our expectations then change.
But, I mean, you said there's no – I mean, the evidence is that since he took over the team, they've cut payroll.
Yeah, yeah, which I think we all saw that coming.
Seems like they're going to add payroll, though.
Well, yeah, that's what you would think, right? And I think that's the biggest question. I don't want to get too big into the lead, but going back to cutting payroll, I think we all expected that. No one really wanted to re-sign Porzingis. We kind of were like, maybe people were like half in, half out on Al Horford, but it was like, do you really want him? The only other guy was Drew Holiday. I think people might have been like, all right, we'll be fine with him coming back. But, yeah, I think at that point it was more like we didn't really know what was going on with Tatum, and it was like, all right, you might as well unload these players, and then Courtney's boy Jaylen Brown's been balling.
I think most people probably felt like if it wasn't an issue when it came to money or to the basketball penalties involved in the apron, then you just run it back with those guys. But it actually, hindsight being 2020. Porzingis has not played a lot this season.
No.
Drew Holiday, very similar situation. So those moves, I guess,
were good moves.
Were good moves.
Yeah.
Porzingis, it might be a career for him.
Yeah,
that might be a wrap because whatever happened starting here with the illness, and it does not seem like he is just going to get over that.
No, that respiratory thing has been a major issue for him, and Al Horford, I think he's been plastered to the end of the bench in Golden State.
Yeah.
So
we knew he was at the end.
Yeah.
Kristaps, we did not.
And Drew Holiday out in Portland. So I think that and that was the biggest thing is the expectation of this team. And a lot of people, myself included, going into the season before they started playing, thought maybe they'd be a playing team and they fight for a playoff spot there. And then because of the performance of Jaylen Brown and the rest of those guys. Now they're a legit 2 seed in the East. You start to go, well, wait a second. And then you start to get these words about the Tatum return.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, we got a good team. Tatum's possibly returning, and here comes the trade deadline.
Does the return of Jayson Tatum interfere at all with what Jaylen Brown has been able to do and what the role that he has assumed alpha-wise on the basketball team?
No, I don't.
Or you're not worried about that at all? Because I am.
I'm not worried about that this year, because even if you get Tatum back, he's still not going to be the Tatum that we all came to love and seen and know what he is until next year, right? And then next year it's gonna be, because Jaylen Brown's role is completely different now. If you watch him, he's like ball dominant.
Yeah, but I don't mean basketball role.
Okay.
I mean out front. I'm the guy.
Oh,
This is my basketball team. Is Jaylen Brown, and he's done an extraordinary job. He's a first team All-Star and deserves it, and is probably close to averaging over 30 points a game.
Yeah, he is.
So unbelievable.
And the refs don't like him.
Well, and he's dealt with that whole thing the whole season.
And he got booed.
But is he willing, once Jayson Tatum comes back, is he willing to take a step back and go back into the Jaylen Brown role?
Being the 1B guy? Yeah.
I think so, because he's proved him. I think so because and this is a homer take, I know, but he's proved himself already this season without Tatum. And then every time he's been asked about Tatum, he's like, I think he'll be the fastest to come back. Like, he knows that's coming.
But he has been taking a bit of a victory lap on
he should.
on his haters.
Yeah, as he should.
As he would say.
He well deserved.
A couple days ago, he was talking about those that were there with him from the beginning, and those are the people that he is happiest for when it comes to being first team All-Star.
Thank you.
So I don't know if he was specifically talking about you, but you have.
We're happy to have the Hillman down at Patriot Place. You've been with us since the beginning.
Thank you, Robert. I will require only 2 tickets for Santa Clara, and that is all I'm asking for. And should they be available, I would gladly accept.
But you know what? If you think that would be a problem, Greg, we're a couple weeks away from something that would fix it.
They ain't going to do that, man. They ain't going to trade Jaylen Brown.
Is his value ever going to be higher than it is right now?
No, I mean,
this is sacrilege, but I like it.
In the offseason, but I mean, they won't trade him during the season.
No, because what if he doesn't acquiesce and the Tatum comes back and they're not as functional on offense? I mean, it could happen. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying
it's the wrong thing to do.
I think what he's done.
Well, you can harumph all you want. I'm a fan. That's like you see Tom Brady as your guy. Jaylen Brown's my guy. So I'm going to say that's the wrong thing to do.
But you understand? I think Greg is his question is really valid. Because he's not saying basketball, he's saying personality.
Right.
To go from being the guy, 1A, to now maybe being 1B again.
It's going to be hard.
And he's somebody that always seemed to be an issue for him, right? And now
he is somebody who has told you an awful lot of the time that he doesn't get the respect that he deserves.
Right.
And he thought he was a number one, playing on a team that just had a slightly better number one, and that thought now has become a reality. So it's not that he can speculate about what he would be in the absence of Jayson Tatum. He's been one of the best players in the NBA without Tatum, and they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, but they've won a championship, the 2 Jays together. Like I'm so sick of the narrative of these 2 Jays hate each other, can't get along, can't play together. It's
I didn't
say they don't hate each other.
No, I know,
but that's not the narrative.
But I think that's the way in which, if we keep going down this road, that's where it trends. And Greg's question is so valid. It's like, you're the 1A. Now you've got to be the 1B. That's a hard pill for anybody to swallow. Never mind a very competitive guy. Right. But at the same time, like, let's give the guy the credit he deserves. He stepped into that role. He's done a great job. And let's hope that he can get back to that 1B spot.
Yeah. It's actually a compliment that I say to trade him now, because he's so valuable. He's done so well. He's been exceeded my expectations, and I think, I mean, not to speak for you guys, but most of ours as well. So if you're 2 weeks away from a deadline where Tatum is coming back and the aura, the way in which this team is working this year is changed, it's just something I guarantee you Brad Stevens wouldn't be shy of just talking about it to understand.
And the rest of the league now knows. The rest of the league goes, Jaylen Brown can carry a team on his own, right? And so if the rest of the league knows that his value is going to stay at the level it is, it just comes to Jaylen's personality, because this has nothing to do with basketball, the way you pose the question, and it's a great question. Is his personality able to be like, all right, it's Tatum's the guy again?
Yeah. No, I think it's an interesting thing to think about. This is Derek from New Hampshire. Hello, Derek.
Good morning, crew. I will be attending tomorrow, so I'm excited to see you guys.
Oh, excellent. Tomorrow morning at Wachusett.
Yes, sir. That is correct.
Excellent.
I will be there.
Excellent. Can't wait to see you.
Perfect. I just want to back up Curtis's claim, and Wiggy just took the words right out of my mouth. Curtis is 100% correct. Brown is at his highest possibility to be, trade worthy. But the only thing that concerns me is the league going to realize that he's going to be able to hold a team on his own? And if the Celtics don't trade him and Tatum comes back, is it just going to be a clash? This is the best time to trade him, especially with the stuff that happened with the Olympics and how he reacted with that. I mean, there's no better time.
Derek, what?
Well, I'm sure people said the same thing after he got MVP in the finals. It was no better time than to trade Jaylen Brown. Thank God we didn't.
Yeah.
Imagine what cluster F we'd be in right now.
No, you're right. But Courtney, but you should know.
Well, they didn't trade Jaylen Brown, and they lost to the Knicks the next year in the playoffs.
After Jayson Tatum went down with a massive injury.
No, that was a game they were already losing. They were going to lose that series.
But Courtney, better than anything, especially in basketball, two alpha, extremely equal talented players on the same team don't work.
Right.
It just doesn't.
Unless it's LeBron and his son.
Yeah, but we all know who the true alpha is in that one.